Hey guys, and welcome to our first ever Market Movers video. This week we're going to be focusing on the 2020 NFL Draft and reviewing our top 5 players to target in sports card investing. We're going to be looking at a combination of the NFL Draft and offseason moves which have put these players in a better position to succeed in the upcoming season. We're going to be taking a look at tools provided by sportscardinvestor.com, where if you subscribe today using the promo code GRINDERS, you're going to get 20% off your first payment on any subscription. So let's take a look at our first player. Before we get into this analysis, don't forget to like and subscribe below if you like the video. Helps us out and helps us to keep continuing to produce these videos. So if you like it, give us a like and give us a subscribe. So I wrote an article for RotoGrinders this week focusing on what I believe are the top 5 players you can target for sports cards after the 2020 NFL Draft and the offseason moves that have been happening, to try to choose some players that have some upside going into the next season, which may not have had as big a move as some other players that we've seen recently in the sports card industry. The first player that we're going to look at is Jarrett Stidham of the New England Patriots. The reason I like Jarrett Stidham after the draft is because the Patriots didn't draft one of the top quarterbacks in the first round. So Stidham is most likely going to be the starter this season. So he's going to be at the helm of one of the greatest franchises in NFL history, position that made Tom Brady famous, working with Bill Belichick. Okay, so we've called up Stidham's chart here on our Market Movers tool, and the 2 cards that I'm focusing in on for this analysis are his Contenders Rookie Ticket Red Zone and his Contenders Rookie Ticket Base. Both these cards are raw. You'll notice a lot of the autograph cards of recent players, they haven't been graded yet. A lot of times you'll get redemption cards when you open a pack, and you have to scratch off a number and enter it on Panini's website, or you have to send the card in order to get your card. So a lot of people don't have these cards in hand yet. So it's difficult to find a good population of sales for these cards which have been graded. So we're going to look at the raw cards here. You can see that in the end of January, his rookie ticket card was going for $163, and his red zone autograph was going for $350. So you fast forward to more recently, you can see the latest sale was $450 on his red zone ticket autograph and $200 for his regular autograph. So it's not a huge move to the upside, given the news that he's most likely to be the starter for the New England Patriots, one of the best franchises in NFL history, with one of the best coaches in NFL history. So he's set up for success with this team. I think there could be some upside to this card, and I think that's worth checking out. We're also going to look at Cam Newton. This is Cam Newton's Topps Chrome Football 2011 base with a grade of BGS 9.5. You can see it was $42 back in March 26th. It's held about that price, about that $40 range, the last month or so. Probably not a lot of these cards have traded over the last few months, which is why there's only a few data points for us to look at. But Cam Newton, there was some rumors going around that he might eventually end up on the New England Patriots. And I was listening to a Warren Sharp podcast. He's a great analyst, and he was mentioning something about the Patriots draft being a perfect fit for Cam Newton. The things that they did in the draft were a perfect fit for a quarterback like Cam Newton. It would not surprise me if New England was setting up to pick up a guy like Cam. We know that the Patriots have to beat Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Deshaun Watson in order to advance in the playoffs. So if they ever want to get to the Super Bowl again, they're going to have a quarterback who can take them there. And Belichick has the ability to get the best out of Cam Newton. We know he's MVP caliber player. So with the right coaching and the right situation, Cam Newton could have some success with the Patriots, and the Patriots could advance to the Super Bowl with him. And his cards are relatively cheap for his rookie card. Like I said, it's the 2011 Topps Chrome base card with a grading of BGS 9.5. I think that's a good card to target right now at that $40 price point. Right, the next player that we're going to look at is Drew Locke. The Broncos had an awesome draft for an offensive player. Drew Locke is in a great situation heading into the next season. He's got Cortland Sutton, he's got Jerry Jeudy to throw to, he's got Melvin Gordon joining the team, he's got Noah Fant. He's just got a great set of weapons to play with, and the Broncos answered some questions on defense. They fixed up their offense. They're going to be a contender this year, and Drew Locke is in a great position to succeed. And I think his cards recently have had this little spike in them that you can see, but I think there's more upside to come. I think that's a legit spike there. In fact, I have a list here of cards worth targeting. The first one is the 2019 Contenders Football Drew Locke Rookie Ticket Autograph Raw. Targeting that under $200. We're targeting the 2019 Contenders Drew Locke Red Zone Autograph BGS 9.5. We want to target that for under $1,400. The 2019 Contenders Optic Drew Locke Autograph Redemption Ticket. We want to target that for under $250. Like I said, those redemption tickets, you get a card that you enter a code into Panini, and they'll send you the autograph card. They hadn't gotten enough cards back from Drew Locke yet for distribution, so they're giving you a redemption card instead. But a lot of times you can get those things pretty cheap on eBay relative to what the actual card in hand would cost. And right now you can get those for under $250, like I mentioned, for the Optic Drew Locke Autograph Redemption Ticket. So check that out. And finally, the 2019 Prizm Silver Drew Locke Autograph PSA 10. You want to target that for under $600. This is all based off of recent sales that have been aggregated in the Market Movers tool, so you can check that out. Take a look at those cards. You can go to these links on our article and get directly to the searches that you want to look for. We'll take a look at this one, for example. This is the Prizm Silver. So where you have those auctions that say best offer, you want to look at the data that's provided by the Market Movers tool. And I noticed that cards, recent sales had been around the $600 mark, so I want to target this card for under $600. So I would hit this guy with a best offer of $600 or less, just to negotiate that price down a bit. Same with this. Those are two options currently available on eBay. So the next players I want to target, they're not a quarterback on this one. It's the Cincinnati players. The Bengals picked up Joe Burrows. That's the #1 overall pick. Burrows is a great quarterback. He's got a lot of potential, very accurate thrower. He has the ability to make some crazy throws. So the players that I think that will benefit from this particular transaction are obviously going to be the wide receivers from Cincinnati. I targeted John Ross this weekend. I got this card for $50. It's a National Treasures RPA rookie card of John Ross. You can see here from the patch, it's a 3-colored patch. The more colors that you have in those patches, the more valuable the card is generally. The population on this card is 99. It's got his autograph on there. National Treasures in general is just a great looking card, and this particular one, like I just really liked. I was able to get it for $50. They had it listed at around $90, so I think that's a good price range to try to get these John Ross National Treasures cards at right now. All right, next up we're targeting Dak Prescott. The Cowboys made some good coaching moves in the offseason. Jason Garrett is now gone. He's gone to the Giants. We got Mike McCarthy over at the Cowboys. There's a lot of Twitter hate for Mike McCarthy. I'm kind of mixed on him. I don't really care one way or the other. I just think it's an improvement over Jason Garrett, so we can see what he can do with this offense. Dak Prescott, they drafted CeeDee Lamb in the draft, so he has another weapon to throw to. So he's got Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb now to throw to. So let's see what his cards are doing. Yeah, you can see a recent jump in Dak's price. This is probably because of the draft. So you don't want to go too crazy chasing these prices. He's gone from 150 on this card up to most recent price of 225. That's not horrible of a move, especially considering the weapons that he has now and the chances that the Cowboys are they're just stacked. They got a huge offense. They got an ability to be a Super Bowl contender this year if they can resolve their late year issues that they had last season. And they're in a relatively easy division, so they have a good shot at making the playoffs, and they have a good shot at making the Super Bowl as well. So this card could go up significantly more than where it's at right now during the next year or so. So the top player that I'm targeting right now is Baker Mayfield. And it's not necessarily attributed to the draft that they just had, although they took care of some offensive line issues that kind of hammered Baker last season, in addition to Odell Beckham's injury that we found out late in the season. He had this significant abdominal injury, which he had successful surgery on in January. So Beckham should be recovered by the time the season comes around again. Remember all the hype last season around the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham, and how they were going to dominate the entire season, and then they choked. They had bad coaching. Beckham was hurt. Mayfield may have been a little too cocky, but now I think that they're gonna get it together. They have the same potential that they did last season when they were getting all that hype, and they have the ability to prove all the haters wrong. So it's just a matter of the new coaching coming together, the new front office coming together, and getting these guys, getting the best out of these guys. So let's take a look at Baker Mayfield's charts. So we can see from his chart that his price hasn't had a lot of action recently, and that's because there's no hype on him this year. Everyone's focused on all those other players. They're focused on Kyler Murray. They're focused on Drew Locke, guys like that. So there's no attention on Baker Mayfield right now, which makes him a perfect buy candidate, because it's going to give you an opportunity to buy while everyone's sleeping, to get in anticipation of a big year this season, a good comeback year for Baker Mayfield as well as his entire team. So we'll see how that plays out. But the cards we're looking at here are the Baker Mayfield National Treasures rookie patch autograph with a BGS 9.5 rating, Baker Mayfield's Optic Football 2018 hologram 9.5 rating, and Baker Mayfield Optic Football 2018 hologram. I'm targeting the Panini Contenders Baker Mayfield rookie card autograph with a BGS of 9.5. I'm targeting that for under $650. And the 2018 Panini Prizm Silver Baker Mayfield autograph raw, you can target that for under $250. I think those are good prices to get them at now. Land them before the Browns are getting hyped again. That's it for this week, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and keep an eye on the sports card content over on RotoGrinders.com. We're putting up articles and videos every week to try and help you navigate through the crazy market, the crazy pricing of this market. And don't forget to subscribe to SportsCardInvestor.com using the promo code GRINDERS to get 20% off your first payment on any subscription. So stay tuned and enjoy. Thank you.